up everyone? So today's agenda is to motor to the nearby towns and promote their local history. Ngayon ay unahin muna natin ang Binangonan, saan ay 2 towns away. And then babalik ako dito sa Morong, kung saan ako'y nakatira, and sa Tanay naman, which is also 2 towns away. At yung Baras, simbahan dun sa Baras. Pero muna, pumunta tayo sa gasolinahan at magpagas ng motor at kukunin ko ang diploma ko nung senior high school sa Binangonan. Kaya tara na! Magpagas na at pumunta na tayo sa Binangonan.
The term Binangonan means risen from. It got its name from an old pre-colonial story about 2 warring clans whose feud was ended by the love between a man and a woman from opposite sides, just like in Romeo and Juliet. They always met secretly near Laguna de Bay until they were caught, which caused a huge battle. The man was thought to be dead, but miraculously came back to life, bringing the 2 tribes together. The new tribe and the settlement was named Binangonan, which means risen from, to commemorate the miraculous event that united the 2 tribes.
So guys, nakuha na natin ang aking diploma. Kaya pumunta na tayo sa church ng Binangonan.
Medyo nalito sa daan. So, in this clip, you would see na I went through the same road twice. But anyways, I have a history or a legend to tell about the patron saint of the Church of Binangonan, which is Santa Ursula. Binangonan is a fishing village, and legend has it that a statue of Saint Ursula, a princess, virgin, and martyr of Rome, was caught in the nets of fishermen in Binangonan from a sunken galleon a long time ago. The statue was taken to the local friars of the church, who were amazed by it. They recognized it as a sign from God to make Santa Ursula the patron saint of their town. This church is founded as a visita, also known as a satellite church of Morong in 1631. It was given to Jesuits in 1679 and then to Augustinians in 1697, before going back to the Franciscans in 1737. During the Philippine-American War, it was used as a military headquarters from 1900 to 1903. The church is currently 401 years old.
Alright, tara na at pumunta na tayo dun sa other part ng Binangonan, which is Pila-Pila. It's also a historical church. Also, I saw someone like nakatali yung bata nila, and I think that's kind of weird. But anyways, let's go.
Pila-Pila is located south of Tulibis, which is the main poblacion of Binangonan. The church there is named Nuestra Señora de los Angeles Parish Church. Another local legend from Pila-Pila is the Puente del Diablo, which is Devil's Bridge in English. A devil wanted to take the soul of a devoutly Catholic woman. He shape-shifted into a haciendero or a farm owner in English. He planned to trick the woman into marrying him, but she refused as she only wanted Jesus. She challenged him to build a stone bridge from the mainland to Talim Island. The devil summoned demons from hell to build the bridge. She saw that, and the woman sought help from a local priest who told her to ring the bell of the old chapel. The sound agitated the devil and demons, causing them to destroy the bridge and flee. It is said that the large boulders around Pila Pila are from the destroyed bridge.
Okay guys, nandito na tayo sa Nuestra Senora Parish Church na nasa Pila Pila. And it looks like there's someone, some Sunday, no, it's not Sunday school, it's like someone's teaching the kids inside the church. So I don't want to go inside, but this church mukha siyang modernized. I heard that from my friend. This used to be not like this. It's just that someone modernized this church, which nakalagay dun sa seal. Sabi daw din niya na luma na din itong church na to. So overall, I think this church is pretty small. So let's go to Cardona now, which I forgot to mention. Pupunta tayo dun because it also has a church there. I forgot what the name was. I think it was dedicated to Our Lady of the Holy Rosary. I believe that was the name. It's a diocesan shrine and a parish church. So let's go there. And I also forgot to mention that I will pick up my cameraman in that place. So let's now go there. Also, it's going dark again, as you may see the clouds. So I might wear my pretty hot capote again.
After I left the Pila Pila church, I stopped by BRCC, where my brother was practicing for badminton. A heavy rain passed by when I visited him for a little bit, and the rain stopped again when I went to Cardona. Feels like God is giving me grace when He tries to stop the rain. Anyways, here's information about Cardona. Cardona is a town south of Marang, and it was founded in 1854 during the Spanish regime. Legend has it that the name Cardona came from a misunderstanding when a native thought a stranger was asking about his rice broth, which is called caldo in Spanish. The town was originally a visita called Sapao and became officially a town in 1855. It was part of the province of Rizal in 1901 and annexed to the municipality of Marang in 1903. It separated again in 1914 through Executive Order 108. The parish of Our Lady of the Holy Rosary in Cardona was founded in 1872 by Franciscan missionaries who had been stationed in Marang since the 16th century.
I'm here to pick up my cameraman, get better quality, and we would go to the Cardona church.
It is said that when Cardona was still a city of Marang, there was an image of Our Lady of the Holy Rosary kept in the main church, which would sometimes mysteriously disappear. Each time, the statue would just mysteriously return to the church, and caretakers would always find amor seca, a grass weed that grows abundantly in the area known as sapao. They conclude that the Blessed Mother herself had chosen where her image should be enshrined.
So we're here in the Cardona Church, which is the diocesan shrine of the Lady of the Holy Rosary. I don't know much about this church, but it's also modernized, just like the one previously in Pila Pila. But there's literally something loud out there in the gym court next to a church. I hope they don't disturb the people praying here, but anyways, this place looks pretty amazing as well. I'd probably rather choose this church over the Pila Pila church. But yeah, let's go to the Marang church where I live.
Alright, so there's a lot to talk about to the history of Marang, which I will uncover in the next sections, and I'm very excited for it. The reason why I came to other places is not just to bring more content, but because Morong was literally Rizal back then. It's a province. It just became very small and became the town what is known as today. So let's talk about the Church of Morong, the icon of the town. In 1586, a friar named Blas de la Madre de Dios was assigned as the first minister and constructed a wooden church, which was the original church located in Barangay Bombongan. This church was later burnt down by a fire in 1612. It was later replaced and repositioned by a stone church in 1615 in Barangay San Juan, where it is today. Bartolome Palatino, a native of Paete, was commissioned to renovate the facade and build a bell tower, which was done in 1850 to 1853. The church is dedicated to Saint Jerome. Okay, so we're here at Morong Church, the most iconic place in Morong, Rizal. There's a lot of things I know about this church, from lions, from the two lions, the two Chinese lions actually. There's two lions with allegedly gold in it. One got stolen. One is currently here. I'm not sure if it's still here, but let's see about that. Then the other thing I know about this church is there's some ghost stories in the school. I know there's a lion in here, but I don't know what happened to it. It's like it's just here, but they're like they removed it or something. It used to be here, but it got replaced by whatever statues there is. Yeah, that's a Morong church. During the Filipino-Spanish War in 1896, Agustin Natividad led a group of Filipino civil guards to attack Morong in the Philippines after escaping from his post in Binangonan. The Spanish cazadores and loyal civil guards retreated to the Gobierno Politico-Militar building, while the Katipuneros sought refuge in Capitan Mariano's rice camarin. They attacked Morong Church and forced the enemies to retreat inside the convent and church due to the lack of food and arms. In 1898, fully armed soldiers and a shipment of rifles and a cannon arrived to aid the Katipuneros from different points of Distrito de Morong. The Spaniards surrendered to the Katipuneros on August 19, 1898, after being besieged in the church and convent. I was probably not supposed to go inside, but came inside anyways. I used to go to church here, but I'm in a different denomination now. I don't know, born again? CCF? Yeah. Let's go to the next church, which is in Baras, Rizal. It's also a diocesan shrine and parish church, just like in Pila Pila, Binangonan, and Cardona. I believe this church in Morong is only a parish church, but that's alright. Let's go there. And one more thing before we go, I will not be recording any time lapse going to Baras and Tanay because my phone is low battery, so I'll see you guys there. I forgot to mention that before we go to the Baras and Tanay church, we would go to this place, which is the Museum of Morong, but it used to be a Pamalahang Bayan ng Morong. I forgot what it's called in English. The new one is over there in the highway, but let's see the inside. And also there seems to be some karate lessons right now, but let's not disturb them. This museum was actually quite small. or not really small, but it's small in size. But when you go inside, there's actually a lot inside. It told the whole history of Marang and some parts of the Philippines. The museum also showcased like the dishes in Marang and some farming equipments and other relics. There's also a library there and a meeting room, which you will see later. And also, this video became too long, but I hope it's alright for the professor to exceed 10 minutes. So I apologize for that. But anyways, let's talk about the history of Marang. The former province of Marang comprised the towns that make up present-day Rizal. In January 16, 1571, Spanish forces invaded the 11 towns near the Laguna Lake and named it Rinconada de Moron, after a township in Spain. After arriving in the Philippines in 1577, Franciscan missionaries Juan de Plasencia and Diego de Oropesa Christianized the natives starting in 1578 and constructed chapels attached to a bigger settlement. The Rinconada became Pueblo de Moron and the provincial capital of the Franciscan order. Baras, Tanay, Pilang, also known as Pililia in modern times, and later to be separated, and Binangonan were visitas under Pueblo de Moron. This is the reason why we are visiting the nearby towns near Marang. An epidemic struck the town in 1619, in which 1,600 people died. According to the census in that year, 522 people survived. The Politico-Militar Distrito de Morong was created and composed of pueblos from Manila and Laguna, with Morong being governed differently, with a gobernadorcillo appointed by the governor of the province based on wealth, training, and educational background. Don Francisco Torrentigue was the first appointed gobernadorcillo in Morong. The gobernadorcillo did not receive any salary but was exempted from paying taxes and doing forced labor. There was a great fire in Morong in February 6, 1892, where 5,030 people died. In September 1896, the brothers who were both members of the secret society and were agents of Andres Bonifacio were caught by the Spanish forces in Morong. From 1896 to 1897, the Real ng Katipunan was founded in Tukip, Barangay Lagundi. It was then merged with the Real ng Katipunan of Bulacan to strengthen the forces of the rebellion in 1897. In June 11, 1901, some portions of Manila and Morong were unified as the province of Rizal. There were public works built under forced labor. The original bridge of Morong was constructed from 1696 to 1701 using adobe stones without any metals. The St. Jerome Parish Church was constructed using stones from a hill called Kaingaya, lime from the mountain named Kaimaputi, sand, gravel, and timber contributed by the townspeople. The Comandancia del Distrito Politico-Militar de Morong was the seat of government for the distrito during the Spanish colonization. It was originally constructed using adobe stones, hardwood, and galvanized iron sheets for roofing. It was built from 1880 to 1881 and was established as a municipal hall in 1886. It was later converted into a school during the early American period, and after being damaged in World War II, it was rebuilt using reinforced concrete materials. Currently, the second floor of the building serves as a museum, where we are now. During World War I, Private Tomas Mateo Claudio was the first Filipino to die while serving with the U.S. Marine Corps in the Battle of Chateau Thierry in France on June 29, 1918. The Tomas Claudio Memorial College in Morong was named after him, and the main street of the town was also named in his honor. In World War II, the old Morong Bridge was intentionally blasted by guerrillas to prevent Japanese troops from crossing and occupying the northern part of Morong and Rizal until reinforcements arrived. However, the plan was only successful for a few days, and the Japanese were eventually able to cross the river at a shallower part farther downriver. Then Lieutenant Edwin Rumsey led a cavalry charge with horses from the 26th Cavalry Regiment to break up the Japanese occupation. Filipino troops, including recognized guerrillas, later liberated and captured the towns in Morong, defeating Japanese forces and forcing their surrender by the end of the war.
We just bought water. Ang init dun sa museum, and like we're off to the church in Baras. And after that, we will go to Tanay. Let's go.
There are three versions of how Baras got its name. One version suggests it was originally called Barahan, meaning a place of anchorage, as it was used to harbor sailboats during inclement weather and to protect against pirates. The Spanish conquerors shortened it to Baras. Another version relates that the town was named after Spanish priest Friar Francisco Barasoan, who was known for his kindness to his parishioners. The third version explains that the town was named after Baras, which was two pieces of wood between which a horse was harnessed, made from the plentiful hardwood in the area. The church is older than the one in Morong and Tanay. That is because it is the oldest church in Rizal. It was built by Franciscans in 1595.
Wow. This church is very similar to the one in Morong. The stairs, the interior, but not really the front, because it's probably because of the fact that the one who did the front piece in Morong is a guy named, no, I forgot the guy's name, but it's a chiseler from Paete, Laguna. Maybe that's the reason why the Morong church is very different the nearby towns' churches. I don't know much about this church, but all I know is also probably as old as the Morong church. And I believe that number over there is how old the church is. But yeah, I don't know much about this church, so I just research that in like later on. The voiceover will help you. Yeah, let's move on to the last church, which is in Tanay.
Tanay was settled by early Austronesian people shortly after the conquest and subjugation of Manila by the Spaniards and the surrounding lake areas by Juan de Salcedo in 1570 to 1574. Franciscan missionaries arrived to Christianize the inhabitants of what is now the Morong Pililla area. In 1583, both Morong and Pililla were created as separate towns, with Tanay forming part of Pililla. Tanay was founded as a separate pueblo or town in 1606 under the name Monte de Tanay. In the same year, the Church of Tanay was built.
Okay, this one was definitely much larger than the previous church. But there you go, guys. It's the last church here in this vlog, and thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something valuable from this vlog. Thank you and goodbye.